What is going on, everybody? We've got a trailer for Snow White, and is it still the Seven Dwarves? I'm not even sure. I know this came out, yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. Anyway, let's take a look, shall we?
This was my father's kingdom, a place of fairness. But the Queen changed everything.
Take him away!
Your Majesty,
What did you say?
the people need some kindness.
You know, I really don't remember you being this opinionated. Magic mirror on the wall. Who is the fairest of them all?
Famed is thy beauty, Majesty. But a lovely maiden I now behold.
I look at you, and I just want to be the fairest of them all.
The Queen is evil. You must flee into the woods.
That's the huntsman, I guess?
My parents always said this forest was a magical place. Hello? Is there anybody here?
It's a human.
What did you think I was?
Nothing. Ghost.
It's a human?
You'll be safe from the Queen here.
The Queen stole everything from all of us. We're gonna need your help. It's time to restore our kingdom.
Waiting on a wish, holding out for someday, hoping somehow, some way, there comes a miracle.
Find Snow White.
I close my eyes and see the girl I meant to be.
This is our kingdom, and now we're here to take it back.
You were saying.
I'm sorry, my dear. Did I frighten you?
Oh, it's okay. So it's just Snow White. Yikes. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure there's lots of people that have just been hating on this actress. I will say this, she's a 22, 23-year-old who has done a horrible job with her PR. And is that her fault? Nope. She probably needed a better publicist or more training on how to deal with interviews and stuff. Or maybe she's had it and she just said, doesn't matter. I don't know. Just, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look up some of the interviews that Rachel Zegler's had about this movie. In terms of her thoughts on this movie, about the original movie. She flip-flops between seeing it once and not liking it, to it's her favorite movie, to her mom loved it, to it's weird because the prince is a stalker, to this is an important piece of cinema. Like, flip-flops, right? So that's all I'll say, because you can literally just find it online. I'm not even, doesn't even matter. Man, that CGI, because they have changed it, right? It wasn't originally Seven Dwarfs because Peter Dinklage had spoken out about the wrong message. But then there's still just terrible CGI. Man, I honestly don't know. Why don't they just put on Disney Plus? Like, take the loss. Snow White, the very first movie, the very first Disney movie, was the very first movie I saw as a kid. They re-released it, I think, in the 80s. So this would have been like 85, 86. I was like 2 years old or something. And apparently I loved it, right? And I remember watching it a lot as a kid. What kid doesn't, like, that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're a boy, girl, like some of these Disney movies, right? It's just you want to see this timeless story. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with the old stories. I'm not saying that there's bad messaging or like if you're always looking from a defensive spot, like, oh man, this story makes Snow White look weak. But I don't think that the original one does. Maybe naive, right? Hence, when she eats the apple with the old witch. But naive is in she goes into a strange house and then just decides to sleep. But like she even though she's there, she teaches them something like how to clean up after themselves, like develops a rapport, like she's doing work in the house to stay there, like, and you can see that there's the beginning of like reciprocity, right? Anyway, this is what am I talking about? Like this movie's been around for 90 years, right? Almost 90 years. Anyway, the point is, I feel like they're going to change a lot in terms of relationships. Like you can add to a story but not completely change it. I feel like there's going to be a lot changed, that it's not really going to feel like a live adaptation of the classic story. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, right? But they're already changing what fairest means. They're changing the meaning of the name Snow White, right? Like, as you can tell, right? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Like it just feels like a different story, and I feel like they could have built a new story on this. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably gonna go see this with my kid, and if I'm happy. Like we saw The Little Mermaid, when last year when it was the live version. She loved it. I loved it. We were the ones laughing the loudest in the theater. So, point is it can be a good movie? That's what I care about. I hope it's a good movie. And I hope it speaks something to kids and everybody. I just have a lot of doubts. So that's my thoughts. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below.